Hello, hello. How is it? How are you, brothers? Welcome to Giraffeballz. Got a little something going on. Headphones here before we get the show started. Driving myself nuts. All right, beautiful people. How we doing? How we doing? Welcome to Giraffeballz. He is I him. Your Uncle Geoff was cracking. I sincerely hope this evening finds you well. To get into it here in just a minute. Tonight's show, because I did not get to the stove to get some more of that shit that grow, is brought to you by the very last of my sour diesel. At least until we take a break. I scour the Brown Kingdom for my other strain that I bought less of. That I always buy 2 strains and then hide one and find it in my pants a month later. Check it out. I have to. Now that I understand the French inhale, I'm gonna be working on that sumbitch till I get it. And I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get that French inhale shit down. Y'all watch. Peace, God Melanin. God Melanin, what's happening? What's happening? Peace to the afros out there. Who's all in here, man? All 9 of you. So glad to have you come back. So glad. And y'all gonna have to understand your uncles dealing with technology. Well, like an uncle. And so with that comes some damn delays. You gonna act right? Okay, now you gonna act right. All right. Now you acting right. You gotta get your shit. Gotta get my shit acting right. Gotta get my shit getting tight. Gotta get my shit. All right. We back. Yes. Yes, circulate wealth. You are. And we about to get into it. First, let's discuss where my mind is at right now, which is the elements of what it is I am smoking. As per Leafly, I found that Leafly really does. Those people who write, I think they smoke too. I think they do because they are so on point in general. Let's see, Sour Diesel, also known as Sour D and Sour D's, is a popular sativa marijuana strain made by crossing Chem Dog and Super Skunk. Sour D's effects are dreamy, cerebral, fast-acting, and energizing. This strain features a pungent flavor profile that smells like diesel. Medical marijuana patients choose Sour Diesel to help relieve symptoms associated with pain, depression, and stress. Growers say this strain grows best in a dry, outdoor climate and has become a flowering time of 77 days. Fun fact, Sour Diesel first became popular in the early 90s and has been legendary ever since. And I see why. Because I'm good, man. I'm right where I needs to be. Don Terrace was cracking, brother. Don Philly, what's up? Don Philly, what's up? Let me know what you're smoking. Let me know if you're new. What's happening? What's on y'all minds? What y'all want to talk about? Let a nigga know. Let a nigga know. Let a nigga know. Let a nigga know. Now, I have been hearing again about these new mandates. But to be honest with y'all, I've been in meetings all week. Rico YouTube, can you really play keys, bro? Not worth a damn, Rico. If I sit next to a keyboard and a song, I can tell you what key it's in. I can kind of tell you where they're going from place to place. And I can bang out a rough edge of the chords. I'm not a keyboard player. I'm a drummer with an ear. I can hear it though. Like everything you hear playing is me figuring it out. You know, figuring out the difference between a half step and a whole step and learning that shit because I knew what I heard already. See, music notation, it starts with you know what you heard already and you trying to get that out. So, yeah. No, I can't. It's one of the things I'm learning. That and the bass. Bass keys and drums and production are where I want to spend my life minutes focusing. Not on golf or basketball. I have no desire to develop a jump shot or a chip shot as much as I do the ability to thump and pop. That's kind of where I put my thought at. So let's see. Star is in here. Black Educated is in here. Sweet D is in here. Anthony Thorpe is in here. If you in here, let me know you in here. Now, I'm a bus downstairs for like 3 minutes to get me something to drink. And to go get my other weed out the cabinet downstairs. I really think my wife be smoking and hiding always come up missing. I think she. Anyway, I'm going to get that, and yeah, ice water, and we are going to come back and get off in to these mandates and really chop this shit up. All right? I'll be back.
Let's get started.
The truth that sets you free may also tear your life apart.
And a nigga back.
Here is the find of the century.
I'm back. Y'all see how I did that? Look at that. Lost 6 of you. Fuck y'all that left. All right. I am back, y'all. All right. First let's discuss the ardent bullies and what's happening to us right now. I don't think the white man invented the concept of bully as much as he perfected it. And as we were moving, we finna get deep off in this shit. As we were moving from an industrial age, into an information age, being dominant, that made the geek dominant, because the geek is the one that fucks with information. So that's good news for us nerds, but it's the nerds with a grudge. That's what you're dealing with now. A society of nerds with a goddamn grudge, an axe to grind, and a way to grind it. Xylon, what's yo, peace to the Biznalls, P2B, pimpin' P2B. In that, this cadre of fucking bullies, hold on a minute. Yeah, that doesn't need 48 volts. There we go. I think that's right. We'll see when one of y'all calls in if I got that correct, but I believe I do. Now, in that cadre of bullies you know what? That's a little unfair. It's not the cadre of bullies as much as it is the demographic of white male. The macho male. Let's even take it out of white skin for a minute. The macho male and what he has done to a society that has grown smarter than he is strong. And think about that. From birth to death, your strength wanes. It ebbs and flows. It comes and goes on a much different curve than your smarts. You feel me? Much different than your smarts. You stay smart for a lot longer than you stay strong. Generally. Unless you were a fucking idiot to begin with. So imagine the social pile of intelligence. Can y'all follow that? The people, the amount growing above how much faster we run, how much taller we are, how much higher we can leap, has not grown in how much smarter we are. So smarter now wins. Smarter wins. And some are smarter. Remember that shit. Female smart, remember that shit. They tired of it. And now we are dealing with a pendulum swing that flies us back over into too far. I'm going too far to get revenge. I'm going too far with Me Too. I'm going too far in the past. And the only thing that can control you, or the only thing that you can use to control, to keep the dogs of Me Too, the dogs of cancel culture, the dogs of this Lord of the Flies shit we find ourselves in. Truth, documentation, information, integrity, and fearlessness. That's all you really have. You have to be able to move fearlessly. You can't allow what's going on, Michael Gray? You can't allow fear to stop you from speaking your mind. The laptop with the pictures, you don't want that one because the memory failed. Remember I told you, just green screen, it doesn't. I got to get the memory. Yeah. You need another computer right now? Okay. It has to be that physical one? Because you can use this one. Okay, that's heavy. My wife's hot. Drayvon Bentley. I hate to make fun of you, bro, but Drayvon, that's a principal office name. Who broke them windows out? Drayvon Bentley. Oh, nigga, you talking to Drayvon, sister? That nigga is crazy. He gonna beat your ass. That just sound like a Here come Drayvon, then Drayvon. Drayvon finna whoop your ass. That just sound like it just sound, bruh. I ain't the first one said that. Okay. What's happening, man? You can't let these motherfuckers scare you, man. You can't. What I do believe is going to happen is there's got to be a shift that includes all of us who ain't scared getting together. Finding a way to come together and speak our minds together, in agreement together. Here's the thing. What if we had our own weed review show in a blog or YouTube channel, that would be dope, and people could give their opinions on whatever strain they're smoking. Well, that's kind of here, Circulate Well. I do invite you to do exactly that. Call in. Four 424-393-7654 is the Giraffeballz hotline. Giraffeballz P2B. To my P2B people in the chat. I'm getting some merchandise done up. Now, which way do y'all think we should go, people? Like a real funky, just a P2B? Something fly like that? Fuck with the giraffe and the balls? I'm open. I'm open to your little funky ass thoughts. Put a P2B in the chat or hit me with a yes if the mandates that you have heard you're experiencing right now in your area. Hit me with a yes and what they are. Because I have really been kind of calling this, if you think about it, y'all. Oh, yeah, vaccine segregation. Yeah, brother. I'm thinking very seriously about leaving California. Because this grand divide that we now see coming, I hate to be the told you so dude. I hate to be the Nostra goddamn nigga-damus of all of this. But let's just be real. We've been talking about this grand divide. Me and Zoe been talking about this grand divide for a decade. You shouldn't be shocked. Now, I'm one that does not care about the positive or negative effects, stories, results, findings, info on the zombie juice. I don't care. You're not sticking me with that shit. I'm not. If that mean I gotta go, I gotta go. if that mean I gotta move, I gotta move. But you ain't finna stick with the zombie Jew. I'm not with it. And whatever that means or brings with it. Yeah, Star, no Vaseline, mama. And the thing is, everybody tries to make you feel stupid. Like you don't have a point. Yeah, Ash, you ain't making it. Okay. Now, here's where it's foolish, guys. You can't just not take this zombie juice. You better abandon animal protein. I ordered my tent today. I got everything else. I don't even know what you talk about, Xylon. You can't just take everything else. I mean, just not take the zombie juice. You have got to actively guard your immune system. Guard it. Zinc, elderberry, purple sea moss. That's what I'm on, that purple sea moss, nigga. I'm on the purple sea moss. Professor Griff just said that on his channel. No animal products. None, Cynthia. None, mama. That's a fact. You've got to get cleansing, sun, getting your feet on the earth. Now, I got people on both sides of that I respect. Star with the colloidal silver. Some people say it's a poison. Some say they swear by it. But both of those groups need to stop eating cheeseburgers. That's how I see it. You gotta leave. You can't just, oh, I ain't gonna take that shit. Well, you are still in the same risk. You're still in the same risk. I swear by nanocell silver, I've been taking it for 4 years. Okay, Xylon. See, that's what I'm saying. Now I got another, my herbalist tell me absolutely stay away from that shit. Bruce, did you start at 7? Yes, I did, sir. Everything has a lethal dosage, except weed, Star. Weed does not. Water does. Weed does not. That's the only way I would commit suicide, by weed. I would see if I could smoke myself to death. I don't think it's possible. Yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough to just say I'm not gonna take this, because that monster's out there. That lion is searching to and fro, seeking whom he may devour. There we go. I'm going to get this shit down. I respect Willie Lynch Jr. I always go back to the show with Zoe. I got all these other things he spoke about as well. Yes, sir. Look him up on Instagram and Facebook. That's my man. That's who I buy my shit from. That's who I get my advice from. That's who gets, he be on me, bruh. He be on me. And he right. He's right about a lot of this. Ty the beneficiary, what's up? What's up? I am a very small woman. When I took meat out of my diet, I was way too small. Oh, gotta find a solution to that. Yeah, girl, eat more beans. Everything you can get from meat, you can get somewhere else. I can't tell people what not to eat or drink that. Oh, and spinach. Me too, Cynthia. I'm a spinach eating ass. I eat so goddamn much spinach. I can't say what not. I can't tell you what not to eat that's good. But I can tell you don't purposely eat shit that's bad. You feel me? You know dairy is bad. You already know. So that's not the same as the argument. Dairy or no dairy is not the same as colloidal silver, no colloidal silver. This is not. Now, I've never done don't eat women with bad hygiene. If you have to be told that, I think one experience, unless that's your fetish, one experience with it up close and you'll know I'm not supposed to be putting my face there. You'll know. You'll know. Nobody had to tell you. Whew. Nobody had to tell you. Yeah. I played a video, an audio clip yesterday of Dr. Michael Claper. He's a vegan doctor who is very pro plant-based. And he talks about how milk is just baby calf growth fluid no matter what you do to it. Unc, you already know, but we live in different times. Oh yeah, there's some youngsters that might not know. And that is a very, thank you, nephew. You doing calls tonight? I absolutely am. Reverted to idiocracy. Dude, I really think, Frank, listen to the music, especially for us. And not just us. But this is a grand movement over the next, I would say, 50 years to devolve the common man. Not everybody. Just you regular motherfuckers. We are going to make sure that you are dumb as fuck and dirty. We are going to take all the thinking out of everything, quote unquote, for you. And as a result, just like any other muscle, you get weaker and weaker and weaker thinkers. Okay, let me see what we got here. I always say the first person to drink milk had to be a weirdo or starving. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I was born in the wrong era. My pop said I would have been a beast in the 70s, Frank. I'm about 10 to 30 years too young. Oh, the fun them people had. Oh. I think the 70s was the culmination of technology and revolution and change and opportunity. It just kind of went to shit after that. My generation was in a party that went, the 70s went 20 years too long. And during all that time, they were fucking with our minds and turned us inside out. Bruh, I'm trying to get that music thing back. Me and the homies, we are really pushing to bring the proper sound back. The Silk Sonic. I think the answer is music, guys. I think it was taken from us. Yeah, it was a turning point when the 80s hit, bro. Yes, sir. Crack. I think crack really did us in. I think it was really, I can tell you I can feel it change. And I was nestled safely in the Marines. I was out of the way of it. Music heals, they knew to use it against us. Goddamn, Cynthia. Yeah. It casts a spell. Music casts a spell. Think about it. It has special powers over us. When's the last time you ever made love to unless you real, unless you fucking clowns. No. You put on a certain type of music to set the mood. I'm going to guarantee, I'm willing to bet the following names were not having their songs played during drive-bys. B.B. Winans, C.C. Winans, Donnie McClurkin, Stevie Wonder, Frankie Beverly. No. You wasn't listening to Yolanda Adams. You wasn't listening to no Yolanda Adams, but Walter Hawkins, James Cleveland, thank you, Cynthia, the Isley Brothers. Okay, Frank Green, I'm gonna need you to put your age in here if you're bold enough. And then I'm gonna get on sisters about age. Put your ages up. Yeah, Frank Green is a goddamn grown ass man. Garage parties, the Ohio players, these goddamn Cynthia, goddamn, this is good and grown. Okay. Xylon, you up there, you amongst the last, we pulling on to the grown train. You under 40, you need some goddamn. I'm 36, but my pops put me on game. Okay, Frank Green. That's the importance, Frank. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. And I like that, Cynthia, that you don't lie about your age. Choctaw, that's Indian, or a type of Indian. Cynthia, put your ethnicity up before I say what I'm saying. Yeah, Frank. Your father is responsible for pushing wisdom into the future, as we are all supposed to be. Because me and your daddy are the last of the streetlight wisdom. Wow. Wow, Frank. You got to have him call in again, brother. You gave my nephew's game when I called in. They getting right after the... Yes, brother. Bruce House. Yes, sir. 32. Bruce. So important, man. So important that you get what I'm saying. Bruh, you have to. Be careful and stay away. Because what's about to happen is you're about to see
that remains of a once powerful nation.
You're about to see. This shit is going somewhere fast that ain't good. My brother is 50, and I used to stand out under those street lights with him and my cousins. Yeah. These streets don't have no love to know, Frank. They don't. But there's going to be a big and mighty hand that comes to sweep us all, and it's going to get the streets first. It's going to get the streets first. Homeschool. If you have children, husband and I are homeschoolers, married 25 years, sis, we gotta talk. Yeah. That's that shit right there. I got one more. He's 14. I would love to talk to you about that. Please call in 424-393-7654. I would love to talk about how that came about. What made you make the decision? What was the hardest part? How do you get started? How do you know you're on the right track? Are these people hustling? Do they fuck with you when you're homeschooled? How your kids feel about it? All that. It's right above you in the chat. Right above where you said sure thing. I mean, yeah, take your time. Do your thing. But I've often said the same thing, and I wrestle with a little more than my parents did about this your song, Star, you stupid. All right, Tennessee, here we go. Peace to the balls. Who is this?
Peace, this is Cynthia Chata.
Hey, mama, how are you? You got to turn down. You got to turn your light down.
Okay, I know. I got to turn off the speaker. Is
Yes,
that better?
ma'am. That's much better. How are you, sister?
I am well. I'm well. A little nervous.
For what?
I don't know. I've
Come
never
on.
called in.
Mama, you just on the phone. You on the phone. There's a couple of grown folks talking, and I thank you
This is true.
so much for calling in. I really, because my son is 14, I'm on the fence with it. But mama, I'm not gonna even get in the way. Talk about first homeschooling and what made you make the decision.
Okay, well, first, actually, I had a girlfriend that was homeschooling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She had probably like 3 or 4 kids at the time, so I admired what she and her husband were doing, but I didn't have kids yet, so I was just kind of watching what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we started our family, I went the standard route. I put my first daughter in kindergarten after, well, first of all, let me say I didn't use daycare. So I was at home with her and teaching her, I thought we were just hanging out playing, and I'm teaching her normal, what kids need to know kind of things, ABCs and stuff. Anyway, so I enrolled her into, I think it was pre-K actually, or it was kindergarten, whichever. And when it was time for the first teacher conference, they called, I sat down with the teacher, of course, and she was like, have you been teaching your daughter at home? And I said, sure, and she said, well, she knows everything she needs to know for the year already.
Wow.
So I was like, oh. So she was basically bored the rest of the year and kind of sort of getting behind. Because
And what grade was this?
This was kindergarten. I believe it was either pre-K or kindergarten.
Okay.
But, yeah. So, I think it was, anyway, I can't remember exactly, pre-K or kindergarten for certain, because it wasn't first grade. By that point, I decided to go ahead and homeschool. But also, what was starting to happen is the school had, there was some violence going on. So there was a lockdown. And I was a new mom, so that made me nervous too. My little kindergartner or pre-K, whichever one she was down there in a lockdown. And there
And
was
what
an angry
city?
father.
I'm sorry. What city again?
I'm in Nashville,
Okay.
in Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so there was a parent that had gotten angry at something that a teacher did. And actually what the teacher did was messed up. But he rolled in with a gun. And so they shut the school down. They locked it down.
Okay.
So,
Well, let's move. Let's jump ahead a little bit.
sure.
Now, you taught her from kindergarten or from first grade up until when?
She just graduated this year, so up until 12th grade.
Wow. Okay. Now, how much of that did you have to relearn?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I did. A lot of times I would say, let's learn this together, because certain things, obviously since I'm 51 and I have a 17-year-old, that means that we started kind of late. So I had my first kid at like 35. So I was just like, man, I haven't been, studying in a long time. But I knew that it was best for me to take her out and homeschool. So, yeah, certain things I would relearn. But I didn't do, I don't know if you're familiar, but there was a thing called Common Core. And I did not adjust my studies to this thing called Common Core, because it was like a whole new way of math that was very confusing. A lot of people hated it. The teachers even hated it. But I had a lot of help because I have friends who are also licensed teachers, so I would call and speak with them. I come from teachers. My grandfather was a teacher. My grandmother was a teacher. So I guess it was just in me. And,
okay, hold on now. Yeah. Hold on now. Did you, you said teachers didn't like Common Core. Have you found, has anybody ever given a reason for changing the way we count?
You know, as a matter of fact, there's I think it might be CNBC. There's a little documentary called How Common Core Broke Education. And I just watched it last week, so it's somewhere on YouTube. And basically what they're saying is they started doing that because they were looking at what the other nations were doing. We were falling behind in math. So this had to do with us trying to compete, I guess, with China or, whomever else that they, decided were ahead of us.
Well, I don't think it's the way we count. I think it's the fact that we don't put our foot in our kids' ass no more and make them count.
That's it.
That made us fall behind. It ain't they counting different because what you brought into the game wasn't no goddamn simpler.
Exactly. It made it so much more complicated what they were doing.
Yeah.
It was
so did you teach your daughter both ways or?
No, not at all. And as a matter of fact, I use a homeschool administrative program. So basically what that means is I would submit the grades to this third-party school. It's called Home Life Academy. Mm-hmm. And they basically keep up with all the grades. So they stay out of your business as long as they basically give you, here are the classes that, need to happen. Here's how many credits, this kind of thing. So you're not really by yourself if you join an organization like what I did. I had, a counselor that I could call or something if I needed to, which I really didn't. But point is, I just stayed on the path of what I knew, and I didn't really bother with Common Core because it was not required in the system that I was using. So
okay, well, how many hours a day did it take?
I think nationwide, most homeschoolers are required to do at least 4 hours a day. It's not as long as a regular school hour. But here in Tennessee, I know for sure it's 4 hours a day.
Okay.
Minimum.
And did you find it did you find that it bonded your daughter closer to you, or did it harbor resentment? How did that work?
A little bit of both, because I would say at first it was a bonding. It was fun and she was excited. And then she got burnt out because everything was a lesson. So what I will say is I kind of maybe overdid it. So like if we're cooking dinner, that's a lesson. If we go to the grocery store, that's a lesson. If we're at the gas station, that's a lesson. It just everything. So maybe I overtaught a little bit and she got a little burnt out. And then the resentment came in and she started getting a little more lazy about the assignments and stuff. But we made it through. But I feel like she told me, she was like, everything is a lesson and I need a break. So,
wow. Now is her, if I may ask, was her dad around? Was he part of this process?
Yes, he's around, and she's an artist. She's into graphic art, and he was an art major, and so he basically took that part of it. He's a musician too, so he did any kind of music instruction, any kind of artistic instruction, and just standard, dad stuff, whatever dad needs to do.
That's cool. Well, so what would you suggest for people to get into homeschooling if they were interested in it? What would be some do's and don'ts you would say?
Well, I would say, first of all, don't try to copy the school day. Initially, that's what we started out doing, meaning, I would have I still do, actually. We have a homeschool area and a table and, the dry erase board and all the books on bookshelves and all of that. We do have that, but we sort of moved away from it and became a little more organic because learning should be part of lifestyle and not just, these couple hours of the day or whatever.
This formal place where I sit you down and I'm going to put this shit in your head now.
Exactly. So it comes in handy at first because you can make sure they're concentrating. But I did get a little more organic, and there's a lot of space between my two. I have a 10-year-old, I have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. Okay. So she right now still sits at the table and stuff because she's hyper, and I need to get her attention. But we kind of.
Oh wow! So you have 3 that you've done.
No, 2. Well, I just have 2. I got the one that we just finished last year. She's 17, and I have a 10-year-old. So it
sounds like you said you have a 7-year-old and a 10-year-old. You have a
17-year-old
and a 10-year-old.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Mama, continued success. I'm really proud to know that some of us are doing this. Is there any merit, you think, to maybe a group of black parents getting together and homeschooling their children together?
Absolutely. Form a co-op, and there are so many ways to find lesson plans. Everybody can, whatever your strength is, if somebody is good in English, let them teach English. If someone's good in math, let them teach math. And basically, you can come together and cooperatively teach. I did try to join a co-op, but we're kind of loners. And so I ended up just doing this thing on my own. But co-ops are great. They're absolutely great. And I kind of interviewed a few, and we just ended up being like, well, we like our thing. I don't know what it is, but you can definitely do that. Lots of co-ops are out there. You might be able to find them on like Meetup, if that's still around. I think that used to be a thing.
Sure.
But nonetheless, a Facebook group, stuff like that.
Well, thank you, Mama, and I thank you for calling in. I'm really going to consider it for my son because I really want to get into it. Do you think that in the future, do you think that homeschooling your kids is gonna turn out to be something? I mean, I don't have to ask you the obvious benefits, but do you think it's something that your kids will consider doing with their children?
Yes, I do. With my youngest one, since she's 10, and that obviously is a lot of time, so she might have a whole different situation. Perhaps public education will have improved, and maybe not so much indoctrination and fake history and all of this kind of stuff. But I know with my oldest, the 17-year-old, she's always grateful that she didn't have to deal with some of the stuff standard high schoolers have to deal with. But I will say, the aspect of bullying, sometimes, I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes being bullied a little bit toughens you up. And so, I noticed that the lack of bullying, I feel like, maybe I want them to be just a little bit tougher, but of course I didn't want them to be bullied. So, I would continue this route, and still homeschool. But I will say that there are a few little things that I noticed as a kid of the 70s, because like I said, I'm a small woman, and I've always been small, all kind of skinny jokes, all kind of olive oil jokes. And it toughened me up. But I guess there's other ways to toughen up, or perhaps, she won't need to toughen up. Maybe that's it. But at any rate, the short answer is yes. I think that for sure my oldest one will still consider that. The jury's out on the youngest one.
Well, good for you, Mama. Thank you so much for calling, and
you're welcome.
And all the love. Get the fuck off my phone, which is that's, you can't take that personal. I just like hanging up on people. Wow. Thank you so much for that. We gotta send some love out to Cynthia Choctaw. Thank you, sis. One, for putting X was cracking. For putting good people into the world. for doing your best to put some good fucking people into the world. Thank you. And 2, oh shit, there's that 281 number calling back. Peace to the balls. Who is this?
Peace to the balls. It's Frank Green.
Frank Green, what's cracking, Playboy? I thought that was you, man.
What's going on with your OG?
What's going on, man? How you?
Man, I can't call it.
Well, man.
Now,
yeah,
my
what's
nephews,
up?
My nephews, you know what I'm saying, when I called in last month or the month before that, whatever time it was, after they heard it, from you on your cast, now they can repeat it. And then since then, nephew Frank Jr., we called him Frank Jr. on the broadcast,
Yeah.
He's in CDL training.
Good.
Getting this shit together.
My man.
He on that road now, you know what I'm saying, getting this shit together. So I'm proud of my boy. The other one was he's still stuck on some other bullshit, but he listens.
Well, brother, you go. Here's
so
the
thank
deal.
you. Thank you,
brother. You are so welcome, man. My fuck ups.
I mean, me and my pop's been, telling him all kind of shit. But when he heard it, and he can repeat it on the cast, like, hey man, this is your saved videos, your like videos. Now you got to hear that shit. You really changed that young man's life when he heard what you said.
Dude, get him
peace to the balls. Peace to the balls. Absolutely,
brother. Look, that's what this is for. You feel me? I have fucked up in many storied, famous, and huge ways, brother. I have fucked up royally in a few places. What good are those fuck ups if I can't?
If you don't learn from them.
If I can't help somebody with them.
There you go.
If I don't, these are mistakes that your son and your nephew don't have to make. And a lot of times, bro, the last place a kid want to get it from is they daddy or mama.
Exactly.
That's
but
where
for some reason,
bruh, I tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is, brother. It's taking, and I thought about this.
Hell, I didn't want to listen to my daddy half the time when I was growing up.
But
then when I got older, I was like, shit, that man was right.
You're taking perfect instruction from someone who you can see is imperfect. Think about this. Your son you ain't a way in hell, Frank, you gonna tell your baby something that's bad or wrong or inaccurate to the best of your knowledge, which makes your knowledge, your wisdom you're imparting unto him perfect. But he's seeing you as a human. That's where the uncle come in. Or the cool
they got a song called Human Nature, huh?
Right. That's where the
Human
cool,
Nature.
The cool uncle, the cool auntie, the cool friend can tell, yo, oh shit, there goes Zoe Williams. Can tell the cool uncle, the cool auntie can put the same information over an afternoon at the mall, over some Starbucks, come over my house this weekend. Tell that
let's
child,
hang out. Let's chill, man.
Yes,
you come on
chill,
over
bro.
here. We gonna sit in the garage, you know what I'm saying? Shoot the shit.
Ain't no consequence to talking to me.
You can tell me about anything. See, I had them cool uncles, and I became the cool uncle.
Right. Well, in this case, you needed one, and I'm glad I could be there.
Thank you.
I'm glad I could be there.
Now, before you kick me off now, man, I ran across that 78 280Z.
Bro.
Man, he wanted X amount of dollars for it.
Okay.
And I had X amount of dollars. I was like, hey, man, I'll give you this because you ain't got the title. Man, check this out. I'll do this. And he didn't want to take it. He didn't want to budge because he knew what he had. I knew what he had, but I'm like, hey, man, I got to get it. Because I had to take the back road home because there was traffic. There was a wreck on the freeway, so I had to get off the freeway and go through the neighborhood. Now, when I seen it in the yard, I made a U-turn.
Come on, bro. I done made a done.
I was like, whoo, wait a minute. What's wrong with it?
How much
It
did he
don't
want?
run.
Man?
He wanted 2,700. I mean, no. He wanted 3,000. No, he wanted 3,200 for the damn car. Well, 3,500 on the window. And I had 2,700 in my pocket, so I'm trying to, work my mojo and talk him down a little bit. He wanted 3,500. I had 27 in my pocket right then and there. Now I started talking to him. Interior on point, body straight. Body, I mean, you need to paint, of course, and whatever. Been sitting up for years.
Is it all there?
Everything was there.
Does it run?
No, it don't run. It didn't run. But I didn't care. Honestly, I didn't care. I was like, this shit, I can slap any kind of motor I want in the damn thing.
Stop talking. Okay, what year is it?
78.
Okay. Is it a 2+2 or just the two-seater?
The two-seater.
The two-seater. Brother?
Yeah, he had the James Bond edition.
You do not borrow.
I didn't have to borrow. I could have went to the damn ATM.
And you didn't?
Just got that extra, and I didn't. I came home, and then I called my old man. My old man said, you tripping.
Okay.
And then when I called him back, guess what?
It was gone. Of course.
I like to should have got the damn thing.
Bruh.
And now I'm kicking my own ass.
You should. Because those cars, first off, you don't want to just put any motor you want in it. The L20B, which is what's in that car, those motors are
the six. Yeah, the straight six.
Yes. I'm sorry, not L20B. That's a 4-cylinder.
No, yeah, it had the straight six in that Joker.
The L24
it didn't
or the
run,
L26?
But I should have got the damn thing.
You should have got it, bro. You should have got it because those
it's gone now.
Well,
and I'm down here in Texas, and cars kind of cheaper than if you would have found one of them over there, they probably would have won by 6,000.
Oh yeah.
But down here, man, all I had to do was say, "Here go 3 racks right now."
Well, don't.
And he probably would have jumped on it.
Okay, here, slow down. What you need to do is keep your ear to the ground for another nice old car, and just have that money sitting, bro. Cause I'm telling you, I bought you. You can't go wrong buying old passenger cars right now.
Hell, I got like 3 of them. And hell, if I would have brought that home, man, my old lady would have taught me all kind of shit.
Well, hey man, some shit is worth riding the couch for.
I mean, I got a 92. I got a 78 in the back. But if I would have brought that one home, oh yeah.
What
I'd been good.
You'd have made some more room. I make room. I've had to do that.
I make room.
Bro.
I'll sell another one.
I'll sell another one.
I ain't tripping. Hey, it is what it is.
Well, brother, man.
A peace to the balls,
peace
man.
To the balls. Thank you for calling
Thank
in.
you.
Now, before I kick you the fuck off, bruh, get them young men to call in to the show. I would love to talk to them.
Yes, because your knowledge, man, your wisdom, you've been there, done that, and
especially that.
It's crazy how these days it's like the youngsters, the new generation, they don't like talking to the OGs no more.
But brother, I'm gonna tell you, no, I'm not, because you'll start to. You one of them niggas right there. I got them niggas in my life. Them niggas in my life, certain dudes, I can't call after a certain hour because I know I'm gonna be on the phone with their ass for at least 4 5 hours. Yeah. And you are turning into one of them niggas. I love you. Get the fuck off my phone. That's my man right there, Frank Green. A few weeks back, I talked to his son and his nephew. I talked to him, and they heard what I said, and I would love, fellas, get in touch, man. I want to know what's cracking. Now, let's see what we're talking about. Let's see. Please call. Best call I ever made. Wow. Salute, sis. Speed this story up. Were you in Chicago this past week? Saw someone at O'Hare that looked just like you. That could have been me. Yes, because I was coming from Connecticut. I was looking at some property up there. And sure, that could have been me. Oh shit, got another one coming in. Peace to the balls. Who is this?
Peace to the biz off Bruce House.
Oh shit. What's up, Bruce? How are you, brother?
I'm good, King. How you doing?
I am well, nephew. What's cracking? I hear some youngsters in the background.
Yeah, so I talked to you about a month or so ago, man. We was talking about the sugar-free and all of that. And
Yeah.
I got my little guys, and, we had an incident right after that, and she tried me one more time. But like you said, like you can hear them in the background, they're eating dinner.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. So what's happening? What's on your mind?
Is it time to leave good old California? Well, is it time to leave the U.S. or, and just get up out of here?
Here are my plans. My son is 14. I really don't want to deal with the trauma of taking him away from his friends right now, but it's looking like I might. And if I did, I would try to get to Ghana. I think we should go to Ghana. I think KRS-One put it best. He said, what would America do if in mass black people say, okay, fuck y'all, we down with Saudi Arabia and how they get down, and we gonna just all leave. We're all leaving. We're paying for each other to leave. We leaving here like there's a meteor about to hit this motherfucker. I hope I'm not on speaker.
No, you good. No, you good. You got my headphones.
We are leaving. We are out. What would you do? They wouldn't know what to do. Now, what comes to me as I speak to you about it is the thought that this is our land, brother. We were taught that we were brought here. But the more I read, the less of that I believe. I don't believe we were brought, that many of us here in slave ships. It just doesn't make sense. Where are the slave ships? They couldn't make that current. The white man didn't know how to sail like that. That's why so many more of us were dropped off in South America. You go to South America, bruh, your twin is rolling around down there like it's cool. It's amazing what we've been told. So, knowing that, brother, I think that there is a stand to be made here on this soil. I think that this last movement, this last gasp toward this new world order is going to fail. I don't think it can keep. I don't think it can keep because we're getting back to the basics now. We're getting back. When you see white people in mass fighting this, when you see, that's what I say about these hillbillies. They hillbillies and they hate niggas, but they ain't wrong.
Right. You can not like me, but being wrong ain't got nothing to do with that.
It ain't got nothing to do with whether you right or not. If you can be as big a hillbilly as you want. But
because it really just, you don't like me because you don't understand nothing about me. That's its nature at that point.
Right.
Fight that.
Absolutely.
Because if we fight, I learned that any white man that fight, you don't have that much of a problem. Because you know.
Right.
So if you didn't knuckled up before, you know what's up. We human, we just different.
Yeah, bro. And it shows up right there. Did you see the dude that the white woman got out of pocket and slapped him in the face? He was at a baseball game. You ain't seen that?
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. He served everybody involved. I appreciated that.
Step up. But that's an ass whooping right there. We gonna segue into the ass whooping that she deserved. That he deserved. That your man. That's exactly what he was supposed to do. He could have beat that white woman to death if he wanted to. That was not his intention. He gave out a righteous ass whooping, and that dude deserved the fucking 2-piece he got because he didn't have his woman in order.
And he asked him at the beginning of the video. He's asking him, "Hey man, you ain't gonna get her?" And you didn't move, so that's what y'all got.
Right.
But I was saying, so when you ask what you think they gonna do when if we started doing it, moving, or even got it together, I'm like, they gonna move to wherever we at. When they did, I'm not sure how much you aware of, but like the 13, I think it was 13 presidents that got killed in Africa, that was all opposed to the vaccine. That was like, my people ain't got it. There's no reason for us to be tripping.
Wow.
And they all got killed. And the reason I followed it is because I was gonna go to Tanzania. And Tanzania, my president was Magufuli. I was walking around saying I adopted the country and everything. We be up out of here. And they killed Magufuli. And when they killed bruh, his vice president was would have been the first woman president, and she's the first woman president, and she knew everything that bruh stood for, and she's rolling out vaccines right now like she ain't got no problem with it. Like they caught it out there, and everything. And I'm like, see, this is what. That's why I wasn't feeling that Ghana mass exodus. Let's just go to Ghana, because I'm like, anything the U.S. is behind, that's like, cool, y'all go ahead, y'all over there. I talked to a brother out there. He was like, we the ones, we changing the culture out there. I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, we basically the people that's, what is, I lost my word, but when white people gentrifying Ghana right now. I'm like, so they speaking English? Like, we not going out there learning their language or learning their culture. They learning all. He was like, yeah, no. They learning ours. I'm like, so it's New York out there? I don't want to go out there for New York or for California. I want to go to Africa for Africa.
Well, bruh, I will say this. I will say where that makes a lot of sense to me is that we are learning about one another. But I'm going to say, one, the continent of Africa is huge. Two, I'm going to say that some of New York needs to be in Africa, and some of Africa needs to be in New York. And I think cats like you and I will find who we're supposed to be with. Because there was uglier than New York before New York got there. You'll find who is you supposed to be with. The Africa you are looking for, brother, is looking for you and is there. I wouldn't count it out. Two, I would look seriously into being here and there, as in having a dual citizenship. I really would. I don't think you should count that out, brother. Now,
I just gotta find where to go, that's all.
Yeah, I feel you, brother. Now, do you have custody of your kids? Is it just you and your babies, or?
We got 50-50 right now, but she on a mission to give up everything. Like she's on a mission. She just making it hard. But she on a mission. So
wait a minute.
Looking forward to having my boys.
Wait a minute. Make that clear. She's fucking up on a level that's gonna have you getting them, or is she trying to shake the spot?
The first one. As she becomes more relevant that I'm going to be gone, because I'm leaving California regardless. Like,
right.
I'm already looking for work out of California, not too far, but for right now, just out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to go see her one time. So right now I got my kids 2 weeks. That's how we switching them off. Okay. I'm trying to get it up to a month. So as soon as I move out of state, it's gonna be up to a month. And I seen her I popped up over there for something she asked me to do. I went over. Oh, the boys was sick, so I went over there to see him or whatever. No, that's not what happened. I need to go pick some clothes up. That's what it was. Because I had them. They was at daycare, and I seen how she was looking, and I'm like, oh, okay, you on whatever trip you on, ain't got nothing to do with being productive when the boys ain't around. So that's just gonna spill over when they get there. And once that happens, it's gonna be just keep them for a while. A while will turn into months. A month's gonna turn into a year, and it's going to end up just being a phone call every once in a while when you sober.
Wow. So, okay. Oh,
there we
you
go.
just hit the key word, brother. Yes,
Right.
sir. Yes, sir. And it's a shame, brother. It's a shame what I'm about to say. But a father who tapers off, to me, is worse news than that of a mother. Especially if the father can put the odds of a single father finding a good woman are exponentially higher than the odds of a single mother finding a good man. Just the math involved says that.
Okay, I can see that.
You feel me? So
I can see that.
what you just said, if it works out that way, and forgive my male, I done been through this bullshit you going through bias, it sounds like the opportunity for you with your boys who they need to really, they need their mama. But goddamn, we have seen the streets when women raise babies by themselves. So I guess what I'm saying is that ain't the worst news in the world if it unfolds like that. Now, where are you now?
I'm in Sacramento.
Oh, you in
Sacramento, California. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking to go to like Vegas or something for right now, and then get me a job or whatever from there, and just keep moving east. You know, if I can make a big jump, then I'll make that big jump and go visit. I'll find me somewhere, like I said, to give me some where I want to be at.
Okay.
I do got one question before you get too bored.
Go ahead, bro.
Or another question if you ain't too bored, man.
Go ahead. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you salvage, okay, I'm trying to think how I want to word this. Can you salvage a relationship once she feels like you got, like y'all conversation is you trying to game her? Once truth turns into game. So if you're using you're using the same thought pattern that you always use, and to her, she's trying to figure out if she's being manipulated at this point.
Okay. I'm gonna try to answer because there's a lot of variables in there. I'm gonna see if I can't get to the core of it. It sounds like you're asking me if somebody you used to be with it can be pulled over the hump of trust because now they somehow feel like you trying to hustle to get them back. There's a lot. Okay, one, is that what you're asking me?
Not get them back, more like it's like you can't be mad. Like you know when a chick could be, she got her feelings about what she believe in until she talked to you, and you'd be like, wait, I don't even know why you mad about that, because this and this, and if this was this, then that wouldn't even make sense for you to be mad.
Okay.
And then okay, all right. So after a while, it seemed like they get irritated by that. Like, why I can't even stay mad at you when you're around or once you start talking. Like, well, did I lie to you? Yes or no? Like, did I?
Well, I think, okay. I I think what you're talking about is often the nothing winds a female mind down like a question. And what they're used
Like
to,
a what? I missed the word.
a question.
Oh, okay.
You ask the right question, and it slows the female brain down, because what happens is emotions have little to no gravity. Logic has all the gravity. So when they have an emotional thought, it just takes off in orbit. It just floats, and it goes farther and higher and faster and faster. And now, you 10 minutes late to pick me up turns into, I knew you was fucking around on me.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have any logic or gravity to hold their thoughts down, their emotional thoughts. Nothing stops the whirring of that mind like a question. You ask the right question. How is that possible? What makes you say that? Have I ever done that? When you ask those kinds of questions, they have to stop and catch some gravity to answer, and that's when you catch them on the ground and you can make sense to them. She doesn't like it on the ground because it doesn't make sense down there. She can't change direction with these fucking logical lead shoes on. She can't just fly off at the handle because you're hitting her in the face with all this fucking logic. So what you need to do is make boundaries clear while you're in these logical conversations. How we're not going to have a conversation like this again about this subject because we're clear on this, right? How the steps to logic, we're going to always take these steps. The next question you have, we're going to take these steps. And she's going to help you in one or two ways. She's going to be either gravitated toward that kind of logic or repulsed away from it. And if she's repulsed away from it, nigga, you done just dodged the bullet.
Appreciate you, Unc.
Yes, sir. Now, take that knowledge, raise them boys, and call me again. But for right now, get the fuck off my phone. That's a good dude right there. I wish you all the luck in the world, brother. With you and them babies, man. Get them babies, get them boys right, man. All right, what we looking at? I saw the thumbnail, and were you at NAMM? Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. I wanted that damn keyboard. I ain't got nowhere to put it, and he wanted $12,000. Those are the two reasons why I don't have it. You know how dope it would be to stand in there and put my drums here, put my bass here, put my key, just zone it all the way out and around, nigga, what? Oh, I love that. The right question will make you stop and think. I will second what he is saying. A question will have me thinking for a minute. That's what you do. That's what you do. I've always hit women with questions. You got to stop that mind. Because it's such a powerful thing. The black female energy, nigga, if you can get enough of them going in the same direction, it ain't shit you can't do. That shit's magical. But it is also toxic and poisonous and destructive if used for evil. Sisters, use your powers for good. Find a goddamn way to do some good with that. I know there's a gang around you of bullshit, but we really need you. Big Smoke, you got to keep your woman in check at all times. Been a minute. Glad I caught the live. Yes, sir. Well, you about to catch us? Get out of here, man. Shit, where you been? You have to keep your woman in check at all times. I'm going to challenge that, Big Smoke. You need a woman that you don't have to keep in check all the time. She check herself. Because her level is here. And they out there. They out there. There's some good sisters out there, man. The wonderful thing is, the math dictates that you don't have to take no shit if you a man on your shit. Personally, I want to spend the rest of my life with my wife, with a black woman. That's where I'm at with it. I love y'all. I done been with everybody. Sisters. Ooh, shit, sisters. However, because there are so many more of you, there are 2 million more of you than us, counting the niggas you don't want. For whatever reason, pile that list up why you don't want no nigga and what you don't want from him. There's 2 million more of you counting him. Counting the most horrible motherfucker you know. There's 2 million more of y'all. I don't believe in that number, that all of y'all are some cantankerous, sniping, vindictive, horrible broads. It's some good women out there. And if the good women hold out for the good dudes, we can start to put some good shit back together. All right, y'all? I'm out. Peace to the balls. Be good to each other.